Morning, everybody. Sorry about the snafu on my scheduling thing. I inadvertently got it on the wrong time. Um, we're doing it at our usual time, 8:30. So, um, welcome. And our question for today is: do you see food as a gift? This, of course, obviously ties into what Thursday is in the U.S., which is Thanksgiving. The original Thanksgiving was a time to celebrate and thank God for the first good harvest after the landing of the Mayflower 2 years before. Many people died the first winter as they arrived in New England when it was almost winter already. The first year's harvest was very poor, and one of the reasons for this was that part of their charter for setting up this new colony was that they were supposed to farm communally. Everybody gets a share whether they did the work or not. It really didn't work. This created conflict between those who did their share of the work and those who didn't. And this led to a decision the second year to divide up so that every person had a share of land and work that. And if they didn't work their share of the land, that was where the food, that was how they were going to provide for their families. And it worked. Hence, we have the original Thanksgiving feast. This, obviously there were a number of factors involved, but the result of this and all of those factors was a bountiful harvest that, we continue to celebrate. It is a very personal time for me of reflection, and partially because I had family that were at that first Thanksgiving. I have some of my ancestors actually had come over on the Mayflower, so there were at least three relatives, and if you don't count cousins and things like that, that were at that feast. So it has special meaning to me, and it also is important for me to understand the origins of it and to remember to thank God every year for the blessings. And that is part of what our verse for today is about, which is Psalm 145, 15 and 16. The eyes of all look to you, for you give them their food in due season. You open your hand and you satisfy the desire of every living thing. And that is obviously talking to God. He is the pronoun in that. He is the you. And I want to ask you a question again that I asked you kind of at the beginning is, do you see your food as something just to shovel in, a la Thursday, or is it a gift and something to be grateful for? So, food for thought as we spend time with family this week. Take some time to thank God for the bounty that you have been given. And take some time out to spend time with Him, also besides spending time with your family, as opposed to spending it all in stores, waiting in line. I'm going to be doing a personal retreat and hopefully taking a few other people with me this weekend for that very reason, to thank God for His blessings and to ask Him, for direction. Now, our recipe for today is chicken Greek salad. So instead of just the traditional Greek salad, we're going to throw some protein in there. In other words, most commonly when we have Greek salad, it's like, okay, Greek olives, feta, and lettuce. It's kind of the traditional what we usually see. So we're going to use some chicken, which I will put in on top. Going to use approximately a couple cups of romaine lettuce here. I've got my salad spinner full of lettuce that I already washed. And I've got a couple of containers here, and so I'm just going to break up the lettuce and put about a cup in each container. Obviously, this is going to be 2 servings of the salad when I get done. Okay, so I've got a lettuce base in the bottom of the bowls. Unfortunately, my camera angle doesn't work good for you seeing me and seeing the thing at the same time. Unfortunately. Okay, so got romaine lettuce, and then I've got a Persian cucumber. I'm going to cut up and split between these two. Cut it off the ends. I cut it down the middle, and then I'm cutting it in circles and slices. And I'm going to split it up between both of these. Put on one. Okay, you can add cherry tomatoes to this. I am choosing not to do that. I don't use them fast enough, so getting a whole container of it and having it spoil on my counter, it was like, I don't need them that much. It's kind of an optional ingredient. And then I've got some pitted Kalamata olives, the traditional Greek ones. And about 10 olives total. You could do this with black olives, or the traditional method of doing this is to actually use the Kalamata, because that's more the traditionally Greek, which these kind are preserved in olive oil. So I got to get the olive oil off my hands real quick here before I continue. All right, and then instead of the traditional feta cheese, I'm going to use some coconut soft cheese, which tends to be pretty crumbly anyway. But let me... And the recipe for making this is on the same video that I did showing you how to make coconut yogurt, and posted that back in probably August, but it is in the feed here. I'll probably try to repost that one again in the near future here. Just breaking this up because it's fairly chunky. And I just made up a little batch of it, so it's, and then I'm going to split this. It's basically coconut milk, well, coconut cream technically. And lemon. This batch I had some leftover yogurt starter because I was making yogurt at the same time as I was setting this up. So I actually had a little bit of that also to put in there. And then for our protein, I cooked some chicken breast tenders last night. Obviously more than I'm going to use on this. And this is just primarily got a little bit of thyme, ground thyme that I sprinkled on it when I went to cook it. So I'm just going to cut this kind of in strips. And then put this on top. Nothing like trying to pick up things with two different implements at the same time. Okay, so I've got chicken on one of them. Let me do it for the other. Cutting it up in pieces. Putting it now on the second salad. Okay, so then you can top it with a little bit of lemon juice, which there is lemon juice in the coconut cheese, so there is some in that as well. And I'm actually using a quarter of a lemon that I just put in the freezer in a Ziploc, seal it up. And I'm going to use a little bit of the oil that's in the olives. Actually, you could also just use extra virgin olive oil, but that's basically what's in the olive container. So I'm just using a little bit of that for the dressing. And here you go. You have your chicken Greek salad. So I will post the recipe for that later today, and it will also get posted on YouTube as well. And we'll have another recipe next Tuesday, so keep an eye out for that. So have a great Thanksgiving. Spend time thanking God and spending time with your family. Have a great day.